Welcome to my B&B Today's Show channel. I hope today fantastic for everyone. Please hit the subscribes button and give this video thumbs up. Sheila and Poppy have a food fight. Liam has devastating results. The bold and the beautiful, Luna showed up at Forrester Creations with a disguise of sorts, bringing a pizza for Will as an excuse to see him. She tried her best to seduce him, even stripped down to her lingerie, but Will was undeterred and sent her and the pizza away. Meanwhile, Electra discussed with her Aunt Ivy that she's just not ready to have sex with Will. Will kept telling Electra he knew she wasn't ready for that step in their relationship, but continued suggesting it anyway. Brooke lamented to Katie that she wanted Ridge back. Katie told her that Taylor and Steffi were just obstacles, but she could overcome them. Even though Carter believed his relationship with Hope was doomed, Brooke and Carter shared their broken hearts and pledged to get back the people they had loved all their lives. Daphne upped her game in trying to convince Carter to get over Hope and move on with her, but he was hesitant. Brooke told Daphne to leave Carter alone so that he could one day be with her daughter and overheard her giving Carter her best shot. Deacon told Hope that Carter didn't deserve her and suggested she try to get Liam back instead. Hope mused on Liam's merits and also noted she felt sympathy for Steffi as Luna was her stepdaughter now. Deacon was sure that Sheila would stay away from her granddaughter as promised. At Illinois Giardino, Sheila attacked Poppy's parenting and blamed her for Luna turning into a murderer. Poppy told off Sheila and gave her a couple of slaps, activating Sheila's bitch switch. She completely attacked Poppy against the bar and psychotically laughed at the slaps to the face before shoving tiramisu in her mouth, shocking the staff. Poppy gave Sheila an ongoing relationship with Luna, claiming that she no longer wanted to be with her daughter. When Bridget went in to check on Liam, she was surprised to learn that he was her patient. She was even more surprised when he told her that he didn't want anyone but her, Finn, and Steffi to know he was in the hospital. Liam was determined to make it to the father-daughter dance for Kelly. When Luna informed Sheila that Steffi was preventing her from having a relationship with her father, Sheila became enraged. Sheila promised her that she wouldn't let Steffi come between Luna and Finn. She marched over to Finn's office, and right on the heels of Lee telling him to stay away from Luna no matter what, Sheila told him how much Luna needed him. She begged Finn to give the girl what she needed, him in her life as her father. Finn told Sheila that while he agreed being deprived of him as her dad growing up contributed to her becoming a murderer, because she killed Tom and Hollis and kidnapped Steffi, he wanted nothing to do with Luna. Liam couldn't bear to miss the dad-daughter dance with Kelly so, against doctor's orders, he ripped himself off the machines and discharged himself from the hospital. Grace and Bridget ran to Finn to tell him and gave him devastating news about Liam's condition. Meanwhile, Liam showed up at the Cliff house too late for the dance, but danced with her anyway. He stumbled a bit and wasn't feeling too well. Steffi got a text from Finn telling her that Liam had an inoperable mass on his brain. 3 ways for Finn to accept Luna. These writing tips will work easily. The bold and the beautiful suggests that John Finn Finnegan can accept Luna Nozawa in at least 3 ways. These writing strategies will work like a charm, so all B&B has to do is pick one to change Finn's mind about connecting with his biological daughter. 1. Luna gets kidnapped. First and foremost, Luna might be subjected to a kidnapping ordeal on the show. If Luna goes missing under suspicious circumstances, that could certainly get Finn's attention and make him determined to save the day. It's easy to imagine Remy Price trading his Electra Forrester obsession for one with Luna, especially since he seemed quite drawn to her at the Spencer mansion. Perhaps Remy could kidnap Luna and hold her hostage somewhere, at least until Finn comes to her rescue. The danger of it all could convince Finn to bond with Luna after all. 2. Luna saves someone Finn cares about. Luna's role as a rescuer might be another way to gain acceptance. Luna previously held Steffi Forrester captive and nearly caused her grim fate, but she could redeem herself if she saved Steffi somehow. Maybe Luna could prevent some sort of accident for Steffi and earn Finn's gratitude. Then again, Luna might rescue Hayes Forrester Finnegan or Kelly Spencer and impress Finn in the process. Playing the hero obviously wouldn't undo Luna's past actions, but it'd go a long way toward making her less of a criminal in Finn's eyes. It could show Finn the good in Luna and open his heart to bonding with her. 3. Luna gets seriously injured. Of course, it's possible Luna could get seriously injured either through the kidnapping chaos we mentioned or the dramatic rescue angle. Finn might flip out over Luna nearly losing her life, so that could be just the wake-up call he needs. Perhaps Luna will have a close call that leaves Finn ready to have a real relationship with her. Finn might make a prediction about embracing this second chance and go against Steffi's wishes in the end. The Bold and the Beautiful say Finn will inevitably make some updates to his perspective sooner or later, so we'll bring you more news on what that'll mean for Luna. Sheila stopped by Finn. Steffi remains queasy. The Bold and the Beautiful document that Sheila Carter-Sharp thought she had an opening for herself and her newly realized granddaughter. But John Finn Finnegan shut down the woman who gave birth to him. Luna Nozawa became who she is without the influence of her father. That's because Poppy Nozawa made a unilateral decision that damaged multiple lives and ended two that we know about. No one can say how many crimes Luna committed. But the resentment she harbored for her mother eventually led to her at least killing two people and intending to kill another, Finn's wife. The mutual loathing of Sheila Carter-Sharp. Sheila is feared by Steffi Forrester Finnegan. But Steffi also loathes the woman who, incredibly, revealed herself as Finn's mother on their wedding day. Fans watching Poppy twice slap Sheila at Illinois Giardino instantly made a connection to Steffi because she did the same to Brown's character. The two physical contacts Steffi made led to Sheila taking 2 shots at her with a gun. The first bullet struck Finn because he was attempting to stop Sheila from shooting Steffi. As the audience knows, Finn fell on a bag of trash bags, as the audience knows, because that scene has been replayed an extraordinary number of times. Poppy Nozawa has an ally. Poppy doesn't see it yet, and neither does Steffi. But they are allies. Both ladies despise Sheila. Poppy's conversation with her a few weeks ago differed significantly from their most recent encounter. Sheila empathized with Luna's criminal situation, having a deep rap sheet. However, Sheila's expression of goodwill happened before she learned that Finn was Luna's father and that Poppy kept that information from him until this year. Steffi is disgusted by Poppy having taken advantage of Finn all those years ago. However, both ladies would benefit from at least sharing mutual information about Sheila when they have it and agreeing to help each other when, not if, she keeps coming for both of them. Steffi Forrester Finnegan is uncertain. Finn is not a soft touch. He's not naive about his daughter's behavior and will likely take an even sterner stance when learning that Luna has allied with Sheila. Luna and Sheila are a logical match because of their genetic connection and a shared belief in their victim status. Their shared delusion and arrogance make this grandmother and granddaughter combination believe that those they have wronged lack forgiveness. Steffi will be pleased to learn that Finn shot Sheila down, with the play on words intended. Yet, Wood's character won't be able to shake the feeling that Finn's paternal bond and Sheila's persistence will keep Luna in his life more directly. Ridge is being controlled by Steffi. The Bold and the Beautiful say that Ridge Forrester has made one of the biggest mistakes in his life, but whether or not he realizes it is what everyone seems to be questioning. Keep reading below for everything you need to know. The Bold and the Beautiful Ridge is being controlled by Steffi. For a lot of B&B fans who have been watching the show, they will know that it's Steffi Forrester who is always making the big decisions at both the Forrester Mansion and in the offices at Forrester Creations. In fact, a day doesn't go by that she's not arguing with someone or reducing Hope Logan to Pebble. Well, it only seems like Ridge has decided that he wants to spend the rest of his life with Taylor Hayes just because it's Steffi who keeps on pushing the idea that their family should get back together again. This, despite the fact that she's a grown woman and her brother Thomas Forrester isn't even in the picture anymore. However, the Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say that it's not going to take Ridge long at all to get jealous the moment that he sees Brooke canoodling with her old flame, Nick Marone. That's when he'll realize that he made a terrible mistake by choosing Taylor over Brooke because no matter how sexy Taylor is, his heart will always belong to the beautiful blonde Logan. The Bold and the Beautiful is Ridge Forrester making the wrong mistake? Now, whether or not he'll be able to fix all of this remains to be seen, but let's just say that Steffi won't be happy when her father is going to backtrack and try to win Brooke back while also totally throwing away his love for Taylor and breaking her heart once again. It's not like we've never seen him perform this, right? Fans of The Bold and the Beautiful will, of course, simply need to tune in each and every day to find out what happens next. The Bold and the Beautiful airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. What happened to Steffi on The Bold and the Beautiful? Steffi Forrester on The Bold and the Beautiful is one of the soap's most memorable characters, but some fans may not recall everything that this vixen has gone through over the years because it's been a lot. Born to B&B super couple Ridge Forrester and Taylor Hayes back in 1999, that would make Steffi about 19. She and her twin sister Phoebe, on the other hand, were transformed into teenagers in 2004 after being portrayed by a number of child actors. The twins were played by Keaton and Kylie Ray Tyndall before Addison and Alex Hoover took their places. The kids were written out for a while and Steffi returned as an adult as portrayed by Jacqueline MacInnes Wood in 2008. The twins were retconned to be fraternal rather than identical because Mackenzie Morsey was playing Phoebe. Wood took a little break from the soap from 2013 to 15, but since then has been playing Steffi constantly ever since. Young Steffi, named after her grandmother, Stephanie Forrester, was presumed dead after falling overboard during a storm in St. Thomas, but was actually kidnapped by Ridge's unstable ex, Morgan DeWitt. After the family was reunited, Taylor was killed by Sheila Carter, and Steffi, Phoebe, and their brother, Thomas Forrester, were upset when their father married Brooke. She went back to Los Angeles after Taylor was found alive, but she missed out on a lot of Steffi's childhood. In 2006, Ridge and Taylor divorced and Steffi left for boarding school in England. In 2008, Steffi returned and began working at Forrester Creations. She also had a brief fling with Marcus Walton. After Phoebe died in a car accident with her boyfriend, Rick Forrester, he and Steffi mourned her together, which led to romance. However, when Steffi learned that Rick was just using her to get back at Ridge, she dumped him. Next, Steffi seduced Bill Spencer, who had bought out Forrester, in the hopes of winning back her family's business. And threatening to tell his wife, Katie, about them did the trick. Ridge fired Steffi from Forrester after it appeared she exposed Brooke's sexual encounter with her daughter Hope's boyfriend, Oliver, so Taylor gave her daughter her 25% shares in the company. Steffi fell for Liam Spencer, but he had started a relationship with Hope Logan, so she went to Paris for business. Returning home, she once again pursued Bill, but his plan to leave his wife for her changed when Katie had a heart attack. After Steffi slipped in her bathtub and nearly drowned, she was saved by Liam, reigniting her feelings for him. Unfortunately, he was engaged to Hope by this point. But when Hope began neglecting him, Steffi moved in and stole him away. Seeing them kissing, Hope dumped Liam, who immediately proposed to Steffi. Despite Hope's best efforts, Steffi and Liam married in Aspen, but he eventually changed his mind and chose Hope after learning Bill had manipulated him into marrying Steffi. After they finally signed the divorce papers, Liam moved on with Hope and they were married in Italy. Unfortunately, the union was invalid, and before they could officially tie the knot in the United States, Liam spent a wild night on the town with Steffi. Hope left him because she was jealous, and Liam went back to Steffi, where she got pregnant quickly. Tragically, she discovered she was now infertile after the baby was killed in a motorcycle accident. Devastated, Steffi divorced Liam and returned to Paris. When Steffi returned to LA several months later, her fertility issues were corrected, and she was looking for a second chance, but Liam had already moved on with Hope, so she left again. Coming home stronger, Steffi teamed with Ridge to steal Forrester from Rick and rekindled her romance with Liam. Her cousin, Allie Forrester, blamed Taylor for her mother, Darla's, death, so she took it out on Steffi. But when the redhead attempted to murder her, Steffi accidentally killed Allie in the struggle. Ivy Forrester blackmailed Steffi with a recording of the accident, calling it murder. The arguments between the two women led to Ivy being electrocuted and falling down a flight of stairs. Steffi fell in love with Wyatt Spencer and eventually wed him after Liam vanished. She couldn't stand Quinn, his mother, so their relationship was already shaky. But when Liam came back and got his memories back, it really fell apart. She divorced Wyatt and married Liam in Australia. The marriage was doing fine until Liam kissed Sally after they both were trapped in the rubble of the Spectra building Bill blew up and they believed they could die. Upset at Liam's confession, Steffi took off and cried on Bill's shoulder, which led to him seducing her into bed. Although he wanted to rekindle things with her, Steffi insisted she only loved Liam. When she learned she was pregnant, Steffi feared Bill could be the father. A paternity test proved it was Liam, but her happiness was short-lived when Liam found the test and walked out on her for sleeping with his father. Hope returned to Los Angeles, and while she claimed to support Liam and Steffi reuniting, she took advantage of Liam's emotionally fragile state and wooed him back to her. Bill gave the impression that they were still sleeping together, despite the fact that Liam appeared ready to take Steffi back. This caused Liam to demand a divorce and nearly propose to Hope. Steffi was relieved he learned the truth before putting a ring on it, but Bill continued to pursue her relentlessly. After giving birth to their daughter, Kelly, Steffi and Liam seemed poised for a proper reunion, but then they learned that Hope was also now pregnant with his child. Liam proclaimed his love for Steffi and promised they would remain a family, but was hesitant to remarry, and Steffi was shocked to find him kissing Hope backstage at her fashion show. Although Steffi initially agreed to marry Bill in exchange for his shares of Forrester, much to his delight and everyone else's horror, she ultimately decided to choose herself and declare she didn't need or want a man in her life. But as a bonus, Bill still signed over the shares to her. Steffi took charge at Forrester, developing a new intimates line of lingerie, which briefly pitted her against Hope once more. However, with her new attitude, Steffi took the high road and even gave her blessing for Hope and Liam to remarry. Steffi's next order of business was to give her daughter, Kelly, a sister like the one she had loved, and was overjoyed when a beautiful baby girl was available for adoption. Unfortunately, what Steffi didn't realize is that her new daughter, who she named Phoebe, was actually the infant that Hope and Liam believed died during childbirth. With all the drama going on, Steffi decided to go to check on things at Forrester International over in Paris, and brought the babies with her. Upon her return, Steffi found herself bonding with Liam as they raised the baby girls together after Hope pushed him away in her grief. She was happy at the return of her brother, Thomas, and supported his decision to marry Hope, but then the baby swap was exposed and Steffi was absolutely heartbroken. She returned Beth to Hope and Liam, but took advantage of the rift between the couple to see if she could win Liam back. Steffi gained the upper hand thanks to Thomas, who signaled her to kiss Liam just as Hope arrived to see, despite the fact that Liam remained committed to Hope. Although Steffi was happy to have Liam to herself again, eventually the guilt was too much for her and she confessed that it was all part of Thomas' elaborate scheme to get Hope back. Once Thomas' scheme was publicly exposed, Steffi settled into a comfortable life raising Kelly as a working mom. But that was shattered when she was hit by Bill's car while riding her motorcycle. Thankfully, she was wearing her helmet and survived, but she remains in excruciating pain that she tried to be strong and suffer through. Unfortunately, it was all too much for her and she began mixing her pain meds with alcohol. And when Dr. John Finnegan wouldn't give her more refills, she went to extreme measures to ease her agony. Steffi kissed Finn, but it didn't change his mind about giving her a refill, just made him realize he couldn't be both her doctor and her boyfriend. Liam found Steffi unresponsive after she'd downed some of the illegal drugs Vinny secretly sent her and realized she had a problem, and after everyone staged an intervention, Steffi eventually got the help she needed. Steffi and Finn got along well when she got home, but he was still jealous of her relationship with Liam. Things got worse when Liam thought Hope had cheated on her with Thomas, so he got drunk with Steffi and the pair slept together. When Steffi found out she was pregnant, she finally had to tell the truth about the one-night stand. She desperately wanted a paternity test to make sure the baby was Finn's, as she had hoped. Despite Finn's assurances that he would support her regardless, the outcomes revealed that Liam was the baby daddy. Thankfully, Thomas' suspicions turned out to be true and Vinny confessed to switching the DNA results. Steffi was just about to leave for Paris when Finn caught up to her and popped the question. She didn't want to saddle him with another man's baby, but he revealed the truth about the paternity test and she happily accepted. Steffi gave birth to their son with Finn by her side. The couple named him Hayes in honor of Steffi's mother. She grew concerned when Finn admitted he'd been keeping a secret about his past, but relieved to learn it was just that he was adopted. Steffi got to know his parents, Jack Finnegan and Lee Finnegan, before the wedding, but things turned sour when Sheila showed up at the reception to reveal that she was Finn's birth mother. Steffi advised Finn to avoid Hayes as well as prevented Sheila from being near him. She was delighted when Taylor returned to Los Angeles and thrilled when her mother and father reconnected after Ridge found out Brooke had gotten drunk and kissed Deacon Sharp on New Year's Eve. However, when Steffi discovered that Sheila had set Brooke up, she confronted the villain, and when Finn tried to help, he was shot by his own mother. As Steffi tried to call 911, Sheila warned her to put the phone away, and when she wouldn't listen, pulled the trigger.